After the first filler season, now comes the second season, which starts with 2 filler episodes. Then comes the Naruto Gaiden Arc and then this school trip filler arc. So today, episodes 17 to 32. This season begins with probably the most unnecessary episode ever. In the beginning, they learn a secret Jesus ninjutsu, where Sarada of course has something to bitch about and just makes us feel that she is without a doubt Sakura's daughter. Sakura relaxes a day from her own bruise and then Sarada has to deliver a stuffed animal. She messes that up first, loses it, retrieves a fake one, but then somehow manages to save it again. But that's only thanks to that oh so useless ninjutsu they learned at the beginning. Besides, Sakura is useless again, is left sitting on the bench by Ino, and she talks to herself. Just threw up a good 10 times during this episode. Himawari is sick and wants to eat hamburgers for some reason. If I'm that sick, I want to die and not eating fucking burgers. Boruto thinks back to the day Naruto became Hokage. On that day, everything went wrong. Naruto and the others are late anyway, and thanks to a broken stuffed animal, Himawari awakens her Byakugan and punches Naruto right in the balls, knocking him out for the day. So Konohamaru transforms into Naruto and goes through the ceremony. After that, Naruto and Boruto spend the whole day together. So off to Ichiraku's noodles, where Hinata holds the record for most servings eaten. Really good, relaxing episode. The Gaiden arc begins with Boruto screwing up while the others practice and Sarada is mourning about Sasuke. Sakura completely overreacts when asked if she's really Sasuke's wife and proceeds to beat up the floor. In the process, all the racks get dirty, which are in themselves unnecessary since Sakura could wipe the table with her hand. Why use a rack when you are one yourself? But with the blow on the floor, she also destroyed the whole house and fainted. Sarada finds a photo of Karin and becomes suspicious if Sakura is really her mother. Watch episode 17 and you'll know it. But for Sarada it's clear, she has the same glasses, so she must be the real mother. So now she goes searching for Sasuke. At the end, there's a bit Sasuke being attacked. Sasuke is ambushed, roasts his opponent with Chidori and then leaves. Because he had the Sharingan, Sasuke had better let Naruto know. Sarada notices this and wants to chase Naruto, who wants to meet Sasuke. To have a reason to run after him, she grabs Naruto's lunchbox and runs after him. Which was clearly put on way too dramatically. As if this was Naruto's speech to Nagato or something like that. On the way they are attacked by Shin and protected by Naruto. Seeing him in Kyuubi mode again for the first time is really nice. Then they share the lunchbox, talk a bit, and then they arrive at Sasuke's place. He greets Sarada immediately with his sword. It's not without a reason that he's gone for so long. He just doesn't want to be with useless to the power of 2. Sakura is awake again, Sasuke attacks Sarada and Sasuke is reunited with Naruto. Sasuke turns Sarada down like I've never seen it before in my life. Sarada pours her heart out, asks who the mother is and where he is as a father all this time. And he just...
Ich kann nur sagen, dass dich das überhaupt nichts angeht.
Sarada takes off, Sakura takes off from the hospital and the Neo Akatsuki wants to implement the plan. So they attack, actually get Naruto and Sasuke in trouble as a result, which was already extremely awkward. Especially because Sasuke could save Sarada with his Susanoo instead of throwing himself in front of her. And we learn about Shin's Mangekyo abilities. He can control marked weapons freely, and therefore he really thinks that his abilities are comparable to Sasuke's. Yeah, let that sink in. And then it gets even more awkward because Sakura saves them. And here you can see it that she enjoys it. Shin fucks off again and wants to take Sarada with him, but Sakura intervenes. Sakura is more or less forced to heal the enemy. Actually, Shin threatened her, she refused, and then he did it himself. These little Shins aren't Maxi Shin's children either, but his little clones. Because of the Sharingan arm, Naruto and Sasuke go to Orochimaru, who actually knows something about it. Also, Sarada does a maternity test with Karin's umbilical cord after all, which matches with her saliva. She cries, I thought of happiness because she doesn't have Sakura's genes, but she's just sad because no one told her. Since no one could actually know either. Naruto talks to her and then in the end they all go to Shin's hideout where Sakura is still being held captive. Shin wants to take over Itachi's legacy and bring war to the world. even though Itachi's favorite word is peace. Well, the fight is on. Minimis against Naruto outside and inside Shin against Sakura. Fucking awesome animated and choreographed. Definitely best episode and übergeile Arc-Finale. This is an arc where Sakura was used really well, which is also a nice change. Still, Sakura falls back into the old pattern because Sasuke has to save her. And good that Shin made his clones with his teeth. After that blow, they would have been out anyway. In the end, the Minimis betray Shin and kill him. Then Sarada saves Sakura, smashing the ground with Sakura's or Tsunade's ability. Because this ability is inherited, of course, the clones end up in the orphanage and that's it. Oh no, at the end it turns out that the umbilical cord was from Sarada, so she is the spawn of evil after all. That's probably why Sasuke runs away again. Naruto is a tree lover. Metal and Iwabe argue about which Kage is the strongest, and when Shino tries to intervene, he gets punched in the mouth. Worthy of a tune-in. And even when the Kage came to Konoha for the Kage meeting, they still argue. Sarada slowly learns to use the Sharingan. The 5 Kage meeting is about an alien dimension. They hope that the new enemies prefer to attack soon in this generation because the next one is very softened. At the same time, you Khans are responsible for the education. It's your fault that they are the way they are. But Naruto still believes in the new generation. After all, they are already learning jutsus in the academy that were not even learned at earlier times. Meanwhile, Sarada and Boruto fights because Sarada wants to become Kage and Boruto wants to paint Naruto's stone head again, which he also manages to do. Oh, and Sakura is by the way not only an almost completely useless shinobi, but also a completely useless mother. Sadly, back to the roots I guess. The class trip to Kirigakure starts. Boruto is chosen against his will as the person in charge of the class. Preparations are made, then of course they go there, and arrived, there is also a guide. Iwabi is offended because he knows the past of Kirigakure and is then just really pissed at everyone. But he also doesn't want to tell what was going on in the past, which is why he's in such a mood. Fucking drama queen. Then there are the new enemies, which all have sharpened teeth for some reason. Seems to be a trend, and that's it. They meet the Mitsukage and are shown around the academy. Boruto gets the opportunity to fight against Kagura and has no chance. It is said again and again that Kagura will be the new Mitsukage and also one of the 7 swordsmen. He's only 14 or 15, so there's still a long way to go. Kagura tells something about the past, so no, of course, it's Iwabi's turn to get upset. He's talking some stupid shit and then others come along and they want to kill Boruto just like that. Okay. After Iwabi could persuade them with a fist in the face not to do that, they fled. Denki sees a flickering light at the end and goes there because he... I don't know. In the process, of course, he gets kidnapped. A message full of love goes to the friends, and the end. Together with Kagura, they go to the place described. A fight ensues and you learn that Kagura can hardly control himself with a sword in his hand. Moreover, Kagura is the grandson of Yagura. Dum dum dum. One more fist from Iwabi and that's it. That really seems to be a convincing argument. I should remember. Then some background knowledge of Kagura along with some card playing. Kagura never really had any friends, realizes that he can be cheerful, wants to take the exam and become one of the 7 swordsmen. And in the end, there's Sharkface, who kills the attacker for his failure. Kagura grabs the sword and trains with it. First came Boruto, then Sharkface, and then Sharkface followers. After an exchange of blows, Boruto sinks several feet, but Kagura is able to get him out with half his arm death. Alright. The absolute dumbest babble persuades Kagura to go along with the others and join in an attempt to start war again. In exchange, Boruto survived. The one henchman from the last episode also survived. Damn incompetent boss. Even Suigetsu lost at them. But at least they got the weapons of the 7 sword shinobi. They grab the weapons, which is why a fuse is triggered, which should stop the thieves. But this fuse, these dolls, are so incredibly weak that even Genin can manage them without problems with these weapons. The Mitsukage figures out who did this. Especially a bit obvious since everything was on this wall. And now he wants to execute everyone. To prevent that, Boruto uses the Talk no Jutsu. But much cooler in this episode is Suigetsu talking to Mitsuki, Shikadai and Inojin. Boruto, Sarada and the Mitsukage then stops this weird new 7 swordsman from destroying a statue. In the process, the 3 are separated and the Mitsukage is captured by the Genin. Ridiculous of the death of Doom. The only good thing about this episode was that move by Suigetsu, but that definitely doesn't take it out. Mitsukage is still trapped and actually struggles enormously, but he manages to get out. Otherwise, there's Sarada's fight against an opponent with the absolute best reason to join the revolution. A bucket of water was kicked away in front of her. This is her tragic past. For fucking real. Shojiro manages his opponent, Iwabi takes 1-on-2 and actually finishes him off faster than the fucking Mitsukage does. Dude. Sarada manages her with Sharingan Genjutsu 2 and Boruto struggles against Kagura. Awesome animation, absolute nothing can be said against it, but this logic in this episode is just the biggest scum. The fight between Boruto and Kagura continues. Kagura cries that his fate is so bad, cry, lots of talk no jutsu. It comes out that the shark face was just lying to Kagura. Who could have guessed? The fight between Sharkface vs Mitsuki and Boruto is really well done. Samehada takes over Sharkface's body, which is why he's out of control. So Kagura confronts him. But the anime wouldn't be called Boruto if the little guy didn't get involved everywhere and understand instantly the mechanism of this sword. So they share the sword and together finish the fight. Oh, how nice. The class says goodbye and heads back to Konoha. Himawari is sad because she didn't get a souvenir from Kirigakure and Boruto seems to have forgotten about it. While searching, Boruto comes across a store that has what he was looking for, but the owner doesn't want to sell it. So Mitsuki just wants to kill her. Boy, what the? This guy really has problems. They drop the card game and if Boruto wins at it, he gets to buy it. Because he told the truth during the duel and didn't cheat, the grandma just give it to him. The moral of this episode is of course simple, that you shouldn't lie and that when you lie you only ever get into bigger trouble, which of course is true. But what's that got to do so randomly in a ninja anime? So now we come to the result. 6 good, 2 very good episodes, 4 average and 6 bad episodes. The Naruto Gaiden Arc is absolutely cool, worth it in any case. The school trip was here and there very well animated, no question, but so damn brainless and unbelievably badly wound up. Way too much talk no jutsu, Boruto believing in Kagura because they once played Ninja Uno together. Pretty much bullshit and dragged the whole season down quite a bit.